Hey guys, I'm Mrs.Brain.thang. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you like this video, go ahead and like the video. And if you don't, okay. You guys, I cannot believe it's actually been 9 months since my last video. I really can't. And a lot has happened. I didn't really mean to let 9 months go by in between videos, but like I said, life happened, a lot happened, and there's so much that I need to update you on. And I'm going to try to keep this video down so it won't be like a 15-minute video. The last video I did is when I first got sent to Atlanta to see the neuro-ophthalmologist. And I was telling you guys that they put me on some medicine. So, since that appointment, they've been having me go up to Atlanta every 3 months. And I worked it out where, I'm a teacher. So it's been like on my breaks I've been going. So yeah, I've been going every 3 months and I was doing well on the medication. And whenever I go up there, they do all the eye scans. They put like the numbing drops in and they have to, go in, touch the eye, do all types of crazy things. So yeah, I've been going every 3 months, and what happened was on the medicine is it was kind of like every 3 months they would go up the dosage. And I told you guys about the fatigue and the other weird side effects that I was having. And so I was going up gradually on the dosage, and somewhere around, I believe it was January, I went to bed, and when I got up, I couldn't actually get up. So what happened was I woke up and it was like I was dizzy in my sleep. And it's kind of like, it's going to be hard for me to explain it to you, but it's like my brain was, I told you about that rattling, but it's almost like it was like everything was spinning. It's like almost like being dizzy, but worse. So, and I lay there and I opened my eyes, and it was still really, it was really bad. I'm trying my best to explain it. I was dizzy, but my brain itself, it was almost like in my head was dizzy, but my brain itself was doing this pulsation, almost like a rattling. But the rattling I described to you guys, it's like it goes like that. But it's almost like it was hitting the walls of my skull. It felt like while I was dizzy. So it was like my brain itself hurt. And meanwhile, the room was spinning so fast. So it took everything in me just to grab my phone, because my eyes was closed, but I know where everything is. And I could, I powered my phone with my fingerprint. So yeah, the first person I called was my school principal to let her know I wasn't going to be able to make it. There was something going on. Because I'm always open about my medical condition. Obviously, I'm open about it because I'm on YouTube. But also, I'm open about it with anybody that interacts with me. So if there's something that happens, someone knows a little bit of something, even if they can't explain exactly what's wrong with me, they know I have a condition. So I called her and told her, in short words, I can't get out of bed. There's something wrong. I have to go to the hospital. And so then, because I couldn't get out of bed, I had to call my husband, who was in the other room. And so I called him and told him I can't get up. There's something really wrong. And I also called my parents. I think I called my parents just because I was really scared. So I laid there for a long time. And really, before all these phone calls happened, there was a time I was laying in bed for a while. So when I woke up, I was uncomfortable in my sleep, and I opened my eyes and the room was spinning, and I was getting that pain in my head. And so I laid there. I kind of waited I was trying to wait until it subsided to see if maybe it's like, I forget what you call it. Some people get up and like they can't, like the room spins a little while. So I thought maybe it was vertigo. That's the word. So I said, maybe it's vertigo. I didn't know what was happening. So I tried to wait until it settled. but it didn't. So that's when I had called my principal. So it was maybe a good 15, 20 minutes. I was just laying there with my eyes closed, trying to wait until it settled. And I opened my eyes to see, because at least had the room stopped spinning, I could take something for my head. But so by the time I called, my husband, my parents, my husband's in the other room, my parents is across town. I really had to go to the bathroom because I was laying in bed for a long time that morning. So, but I couldn't get up. So he came back there, and it was actually worse than what I thought. By the time I started to try and sit up, I was about throwing up. And then I still had to go to the bathroom, and that had to been the worst experience of my life. It's like as soon as I sat myself up in the bed and tried to get my feet on the ground, it was like my head pain became even worse. I don't know what was worse, the dizziness or the pain. And so it went from like the pain of my brain felt like it's hitting my skull to it was almost like a squeezing sensation. It was really bad. So he carried me to the bathroom. Then I went back into the bed, and I had to somehow manage to get some clothes on, and I had to be dressed because that's how bad I was at that point. Meanwhile, my parents met me at the hospital. I went to the same hospital that I had my original surgery from because they have all my files. There's 2 hospitals in the area, so one, you usually go to, like, if I thought I broke something, I don't know. With all this COVID stuff, like if I was just thinking, I was sick, I would go to one kind of like a med stop, kind of like, a little quick, whatever. But I decided I need to go to the one that had my records, that already knew my situation. Even though my surgeon, Dr. Gregorian, he's in Atlanta. So, yeah, I went into the hospital, and they told me right off the bat that I'll probably have to stay that night. And they immediately did all the scans, everything. They did everything. And they were able to get my doctor who I was seeing, my neuro-ophthalmologist, the new doctor I'm seeing, they got him on the phone, and they were able to communicate with him what was going on. And it was still, what happened was the medicine was, I guess the dosage was so high, it was draining too much fluid off my brain. So it put me in a lot of pain. And that's where all the side effects came from. So the problem was this medicine can't be randomly stopped, because if it's randomly stopped, it also could trigger seizures too. So they called him, and they agreed to release me that evening, so I didn't have to stay that night. They agreed to release me if I was going up to Atlanta. So I had to go up to Atlanta. That's the only way they was going to release me here in my city. So they lowered my dosage because I was going up every 3 months. Lowered my dosage, and I had to be up in Atlanta by the morning. So all this kind of like happened all of a sudden. And I think this was back in January, if I remember right. So, yeah, so we lowered the dosage, and then eventually we weaned me off the medicine to see. The whole point of the medicine was to regulate my cerebral fluid in hopes of my body being able to regulate it itself. Because this medicine is not medicine that you could stay on for life. I think I mentioned that in my last video, that this medicine is not something you could stay on for life. It's not one of those type of medicines. So the hopes of this medicine was that it would help my body regulate how much fluid it produces, because my brain is already crowded. My skull is already crowded. So my body would produce the right amount of fluid that would be able to pass through my spine without it crowding my brain and creating issues. That was the medicine it was supposed to do, teach my body to do the correct thing for my skull. So it's not necessarily my body's fault for how much cerebral fluid it is, but because I have crowding, because my skull is crowded, it's too much fluid. And like I said, it's crowded because I have Chiari Malformation. My brain is collapsed into my spine. So eventually we weaned myself off the medication. And since then, I was talking to my doctor and I told him, that I was already trying to lose a little weight. And he said that would also help my body to produce less fluid, because the lighter you are, the less fluid your body creates, cerebral fluid. So that was extra motivation. So I went ahead and I was off the medicine, and I'm on my little weight loss journey. But I do have emergency medicine that I take if I'm having one of those bad episodes. So if my head hurts super duper bad, I have emergency medicine that I can take, and it'll work within, let's say, 15 minutes. So, and then I can also take it with other pain medicine. So I'm off the medicine I'm taking every day, but I have rescue medicine, is what they call it. So now, 9 months later, I'm down 40 pounds. So in here, I'm going to insert my before and after pictures. So now I'm down 40 pounds. I'm not on any daily medicine. And since then, I've been still going to the neuro-ophthalmologist in Atlanta, and I've been doing all my scans and stuff. So right now, since I'm down the weight, and I like I said, I still have my rescue medicine, and I'm not on any daily medicine. So right now, it looks as if my body is producing the right amount of cerebral fluid that my skull can pass fast enough that my brain won't be crowded with the cerebral fluid. Does that make sense? So right now I'm doing, as far as too much fluid in my head, I'm doing fine, because it's just enough that it could get through the crowding that's right there. So I go back to Atlanta. Right now it's September, and I go back in December to do the scans to see exactly where I'm at, because the whole point of everything is to prevent me from needing a shunt. But if my body can't regulate its own cerebral fluid and I still have too much fluid on my brain, we know that causes all types of issues and side effects and things. And so we don't want too much fluid up there, and it's compressing my brain, and that causes all types of other things to happen with my vision, which was one of the main reason why I made it up to Atlanta, with visual changes or any bodily changes. I could lose my vision, seizures, all types of stuff can happen if you have too much fluid on the brain. So right now it's making just enough that it's not an issue. So even though I still have a buildup of fluid in my head, it's not causing any issues, because enough is passing that it's not compressing. So I go back in December, and we'll do all the scans, all the tests again. And usually when I go up there, I usually actually get a hotel and stay up there, because I do so many tests that it's tiring. I'm tired by the time I'm at the doctor up there. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. So I usually just make it's a day. So I go up there and I stay up there in a hotel, and I do all the things. So by then I'm tapped out. I'm tired, So I go back in December, and we'll check on that and, see how much fluid my body's making. I just had my last MRI during the summer. Yeah, during the summer I had my last MRI just to check where I'm at. And, it was normal, as normal can, it could be. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I've been up to right now, is just the losing weight thing was just really for me personally, because I'm trying to get back to where I was before I was sick back in 2018 when I started this whole thing. So, but it's been great for my eyes and my head too. So during these 9 months that I've been missing, I've been kind of like working on me. I just started teaching now this year. I'm in a new grade level. I was teaching first grade, so now I'm teaching second grade. So that's still a lot of adjusting. And I have been having a little bit more head pain lately. I've been taking my rescue medicine, but I really think that's because I'm in a new role and I'm also in college. So I just started college classes too. And it's just been a lot of stress. And I really think that that's why. But like I said, I go back in December, and that's the whole point of me having this rescue medicine. But I haven't had any bad episodes lately, as far as like the dizzy and the pain and all that stuff. Yesterday, I was in a training, uh, teacher training, and I did get a little dizzy randomly. I got like a little dizzy and some head pain, but I took my rescue medicine and it was gone within like 15 minutes. And then I came home and I usually go out to eat, but I was too tired. So I just went to sleep. And this morning I woke up and I was fine. So uh I'm not going to wait 9 months again to make my next video. I think that's only because it's my first year teaching and I had so many things on my plate that every time I say I'm going to make a video, something happened. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm also not going to make a video every month. So I would say my next video probably after I see the neuro-ophthalmologist in Atlanta in December would probably be a reasonable time to make another video. And that way I could give you updates that's going to be kind of like important. So I am thankful that you guys been checking on me during these 9 months. I have a couple of friends, Brain Things on Instagram, that's been checking in on me. And even though I'm not here on YouTube, even when I'm not making videos, I'm always on Instagram and Facebook and on my personal Facebook. So you can always reach out. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and message me. But I have been having a couple of people check up on me just to make sure that I was okay. And I have been posting, but I really, these past 9 months, been focused on me, and I've actually enjoyed it because I think sometimes, even without the whole brain thing, I think sometimes we get caught up in our work and our family and everything else that we forget to take care of ourselves and reach for the goals that we want to reach. So I've already achieved being a teacher, and that's fine, but I wanted to get back health-wise to who I was before I got sick. So that was my personal goal. And thankfully, these 9 months, I've been working at it, doing low carb. I haven't really been exercising, but I need to go ahead and start doing that consistently. I started, but then it's kind of like on and off. Most of my 40 pounds I lost just off of low carb. But these 9 months, what I learned is to take care of yourself and make time for yourself. Because I think sometimes we don't do that. We make time for everything else, for work, for school, for your kids, for your family, for whatever else. And then you don't get to do what you want to do. You don't get to, do your hobbies and what's your dreams and, try and strive for those type of things. And so that's what I've been doing these 9 months. And it's actually been great. So my next update video, because now I see this video is 20 minutes, it will be in December. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me at on my Facebook, Instagram, my personal Facebook. I'm Mrs. Brain Thang everywhere. And I'll see you guys next time.